Hi, how you doing? How's it going? Okay, I would like to discuss something very important. It's about faith. It's faith 5. Okay, something very important also. Uh, you see, faith is like you see you see you have to remember that God He's the one. Everything you see around you, everything you see, you see, it's all, the whole world is, it's a physical, you see, physical is, it's like a connection. But what I'd like to say is that a person has to remember, you see, most everything that's around you is spiritual. That this is very important. You see, spiritual is something essential. The spiritual part of it. You see, God. There's something that we have to remember, and it's something that we have to pay attention to. Is that when things happen, everything, all the events that take place, the events that are taking place, people that are using their minds, they're thinking, they're reasoning, the computers, they're working, the cars are moving, things move, things react. Everything that's taking place, all the events that take place in the world, it's taking place and it's happening. You know, reality is happening. So we have to know that, look, there's something that you have to know, is that the world is an example. This is very, very important that we realize something, that we bring it to the surface of our minds, is that the world is an example. I know you know this, but I have to say it. The world is an example of everything that God has done for us, everything that's happening, all the events that are taking place. The world is a perfect example of our life, of everything. See, this is where you have to trust in God and believe in Him, that He will come through for us, that He will help us. And if He doesn't help us, it means that, you see, God, He will help us. But what we have to realize is that God has a very, very, very perfectly good reason. If He doesn't, then He has a good reason not to. See, this is part of faith. You see, look, you see, when things don't appear like it's for your own good, this is what you have to know. is that when things appear that they're not for your own good, you have to know that that's where the whole, you see, the whole panorama of events, a series of events that are happening in your life. You have to know that the world is the way it is. It's happening the way it's happening. It's doing what it has to do. And that's the way the world is. And that's, you see, you have to have faith in that. You have to believe that God gave the Torah. Of course, but I understand, but you have to believe that and know that the Torah was written, was given by God. And you have to know that, you see, there's a lot of faith that stems on that. And this is what you have to accept, you see. And you see, when you believe, when you start to realize that God is moving it, He's regulating it, He keeps it going. You see, everything that has existed throughout our whole life has existed. It's happening, it's real. Everything is in your mind. You have to accept that it's things are happening, and you know that everything around you, you have to, you see, now what I have to say is that when Abraham Avinu and his brother, they got thrown into the fire, and then there's Isaac Avinu, Isaac, that his father was going to sacrifice him. And the exodus of Egypt, when the Jews came out of Egypt. These are a series of events of faith. And this is what we have to abide by this. See, Bereshit bara Elokim was, in the beginning God created heaven and earth. And then it says, now the earth was unformed and void. You see, God made a preparation. He prepared the mechanism. It's like a machine. It doesn't have a mechanism. And then you put the mechanism in the machine, and then the, if you want to call it intelligence, the wisdom of God, the wisdom of the world. You see, all the wisdom was put together to function, thank God, in a blessed way. It was put together to function the right way. You see, this is a very important thing, to have positive energy, to believe that God, He put it together positively to work in perfect harmony for us. See, all of this is put together for us. We have to realize that. We have to keep it in front of us. We have to know that things can happen. Logic, everything is logical. Yes, you believe in logic. I believe in logic. You believe in logic. But logic, it could be different. Just because it's logic doesn't mean it doesn't mean that the world wasn't created by God. It was created by God. You know, there is nothing else but God. The only evidence that we have is God. That I really want to state it. Evidence is God. A world so perfect and so organized is run by God, by wisdom. Wisdom, God, it's hand in hand. You see, existence of God, yes. Believing stupidity, no. Believing that God exists and God keeps the world going, what you see, constantly you see the world operating and you see the world existing. It's floating in space. The sun is burning 24/7. Today the sun is burning. Tomorrow it's going to be burning. And this is our concentration, is that God keeps it going. He keeps it working. So this is what you have to realize. You have to realize that. You see, if you have a good concentration, you're gonna change 90 degrees. You change your whole aspect in life, your whole vision of life, your whole vision of the way things are, the way things are happening. It all changes. Your perspective on the whole life is different. If that's what's good and that's what's going to get us there, shouldn't we be religious people and believe in God and be strong and put on tefillin in the morning, pray, and pray 3 times a day, put on tefillin, study Torah as much as you can, accumulate as much mitzvot as you can in this world. This is like if you had a lottery ticket and you could win the lottery, you have a chance to win the lottery. I'm not saying waste your money on a lottery ticket, because most likely, maybe you win one time. No, I don't think. Most likely you lose the money. At the end of the game, you end up giving it all back. You know, lottery, which is gambling, it's a sin. It's wrong. Ultimately, you give it all back. Win once, lose, 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 and then you give it all back. And you don't. The chances of winning it back are very minimal. Maybe you win once, but hey, could you? Hey, Sassy. You see, in the end, you end up giving it all back. You know what I'm saying? Hold on, let me just. So, lottery is not something that should be. Person shouldn't gamble, because now let me tell you something about gambling. Why isn't gambling good? This is very important about the speech. This speech is very important about gambling. Gambling, there's one chance, let's say in a million, or in a trillion, or one chance in that one chance, you know what the probabilities that you're going to win are? Very minimal. But what I do know is that you're going to end up without $1, $5, $10, $20, $30, $100. You're going to end up with less money in your pocket. Don't gamble. No. Gambling is no good. The chances are minimal. You waste your money, and you end up giving it all back. I wouldn't buy one ticket, not one ticket I would buy if I were you. Don't gamble. Don't waste your money. Feed your family. Maybe your father needs medicine. Maybe your mother needs medicine. And you could use it to something good. But just you see, put on tefillin in the morning. Eat something. Eat breakfast. Say the blessing. You take care of. You say the blessings. You put on tefillin. You see. Just it's something that you just make an effort. It's like you want to get up and go. You want to get up and go out the door or something. You just move your leg. You just tell your legs to get up and go. Isn't that how simple it is? When you want to do something, you just get up and go. You wanna say a blessing, just say the blessing. Anything you want to do in life, you just do it. You can't think too much, no. Gotta just do it. When it comes to mitzvot, You just do it the right thing. You do according to Halacha, according to Torah, according to Hashem. There's not much to think about. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So that's about what I wanted to say. And well, at least I brought that to the surface, and I'll see what other stuff I come up with. Okay, thank you for listening to me again. Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.